All right, football fans, we got a lot of news and rumors to jump into here on an NFL Friday. But if you're excited for the playoffs to start, like this video. Wild Card Weekend kicks off tomorrow on Saturday. And if you can't wait like I can't, hit that like button and we'll jump on into today's show. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham, and on today's show, we've got the latest NFL news and rumors to hit you guys with, including a lot of buzz surrounding Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Now, many thought the Indianapolis Colts could be a potential fit for him, as they've taken on numerous quarterbacks similar to him in ilk in recent years, but it sounds like while the Raiders are trying to shop Carr this offseason, the Colts reportedly aren't interested. Zach Kiefer, who covers the Colts, tweeted this out. Since some are asking, no, the Colts are not trading for Derek Carr. And I quite frankly think this is the right move for Indianapolis. Stop trying to put a Band-Aid on the quarterback position. Just commit to the future, and that's getting a young quarterback in the NFL draft. You look at the quarterbacks they've tried since Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer in 2019. That did not work. Phillip Rivers for 1 year was successful. They made the playoffs, but then he retired because he was 40 years old. They traded for Carson Wentz. That was not successful. 2022, they trade for Matt Ryan. Sam Ehlinger, he's a backup. Nick Foles, he's washed. It's time to draft a quarterback, Chris Ballard. Chris Ballard said recently he would do whatever it takes to find the franchise quarterback in Indianapolis, and it appears that will not be Derek Carr. Now, you look at the NFL draft order. Obviously, Indianapolis sitting there at the number 4 pick. They're in a good position to go up and get a quarterback, or potentially hang at 4 and get one there as well. But Chicago looking to trade down. That's certainly a team they can move up and trade with. Now, you look at the top 2023 quarterback prospects, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. There's some chatter that maybe C.J. Stroud's going to go back to Ohio State, take an NIL deal. We'll have to wait and see. Mayo boy Will Levis at Kentucky, and then Anthony Richardson as well. Young, Levis, and Richardson have already declared. C.J. Stroud has until Monday to make his intentions clear. But it's a stronger QB class than last year. If you want to leapfrog the Texans and get the guy you want, start calling Chicago and their GM Ryan Poles. He will be listening. Who will be the Colts quarterback next year? What do you guys think on this one? I think it'll be one of these draft guys. I think that's the right move for Indy. Matt Ryan's cooked, so I think you need to go young and get the future of the franchise. All right, BetUS, place to go to bet on Super Wildcard Weekend, as we have a loaded slate of games here. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL Daily to get 125% deposit bonus, $100 down. Get 125 for free. That's how it works. Go bet on some games this weekend. All right, so what is next for Derek Carr if a team like Indianapolis isn't interested? Well, if the Raiders don't trade Carr by February 15th, they will cut him, because if they wait until then, his contract, is it fully guaranteed for next year, Jeremy? Or at least partially guaranteed? I know they owe him a lot of money if they don't cut or trade him by then. I think it's about $30 million the way they restructure his new deal. If they cut him before then or trade him, no cap hit whatsoever. Now, Derek Carr didn't play that well this year. Under 61% completion, 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, 14 picks. Did not play the final 2 games as Vegas sent him home and opted to play Jarrett Stidham. And Derek, of course, bid his farewell to Las Vegas with a tweet a couple of days ago. Now, I started to think, okay, if not Indianapolis, who are some other fits? Atlanta, maybe. They're probably a deeper dark horse type of team. I think they'll either go with Desmond Ridder or draft a quarterback, but we'll see. The Miami Dolphins, if Tua Tagovailoa, if the concussions are a problem and his career could be cut short, or if he has to take a year off or something like that, they could be a potential fit. How about New Orleans? The Saints, they don't have a first-round pick, so they're not going to be able to draft one early unless they get a first for Sean Payton, but I don't think they're going to get a first for him. The New York Jets, I think they're a team that could make a lot of sense. Zach Wilson has not worked out. Mike White played admirably, but I think he's a backup. Washington, I think that could be a team. You know, they've got a win now roster. They have some good receivers, a really good defense. They could be a team to keep an eye on. And if Tom Brady leaves Tampa Bay, maybe for the Raiders, then Tampa's going to be needing a QB as well. I personally think the Jets and the Saints make the most sense. New Orleans, they don't have a first-round pick. They finished the season strong. If they upgrade at quarterback, they could be a team that contends in the NFC South, especially if Brady leaves Tampa. And then the Jets, they really have a win-now team. They just don't have a quarterback. Zach Wilson sucks, and Mike White, again, he's a backup. I mean, he's kind of like Gardner Minshew, where he's decent if he has to play a few games, but if he's your full-time starter, you're not going to get to where you want to go. Now, where do you guys think Derek Carr will play next season? If you had to pick a team, guess it for me. I think it's the Jets or the Saints, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let's talk some coaching now. Sean McVay, who mulled retirement/resignation, will not retire, will not resign. He will return to the Rams sideline in 2023. I'm not effing leaving, he says. He told Rams ownership and front brass that he intends to return. Ian Rappaport reported this earlier today. After he took a few days to consider, he decided he would return. Rapp and Garofalo report. He is sorting through potential staff changes for 2023. We'll see what that looks like. Raheem Morris, the defensive coordinator, interviewed, I believe, for the Denver job, maybe a couple others as well. And listen, I think the Rams can be a factor next year. If Matthew Stafford can get back and healthy, and if Jalen Ramsey picks up where he left off, he struggled this year but finished the season strong. If Aaron Donald kicks it back into gear, if Cooper Kupp gets healthy, I mean, they've got talented players. This year just kind of fell apart. Stafford with the elbow never got right, had a concussion as well. They shut him down. Cooper Kupp gets hurt. Allen Robinson struggled. Hopefully he can get back into gear after 2 down seasons. Donald didn't have his best year. He got hurt. It was just a mess. If Stafford gets healthy, I think this team can be a factor next year. It wasn't that long ago that they won a Super Bowl. All right, subscribe to the channel if you want the latest NFL news, rumors, playoff coverage, coaching carousel discussion as McVay is returning, but there still are 5 coaching openings as of now. We're going to cover it all here at Chat Sports. So subscribe today for the latest NFL coverage. Speaking of which, Saints are going to keep Dennis Allen as they announced on Friday that he will return for a second season. There were some rumors, maybe they'll fire him and try to convince Sean Payton to return, but that kind of ends the speculation on that front. Now, the Saints still have some control over Payton because they have contractual control of him. Mickey Loomis, the owner there, said that they want the best for Sean Payton, gave everything he could to the Saints, but also recognized his contract as a valuable asset to our club. Our duty to maximize that. Now, a report recently that came out today, I believe from the Washington Post, said that the Broncos are favorites to land Sean Payton, that he thinks he can work with Russell Wilson, so we'll see what happens there. The question's going to be is, A, which team chooses to hire him, which team does he want, and how much is a team going to have to get up to get him? Because I don't think the Saints are just going to let him go. Now, these are the openings right now. I think Arizona's interesting if he likes Kyler Murray. Murray might miss some of this year, but that's a team that doesn't have a GM right now, and Payton could have some personnel control. I don't think Carolina makes much sense for Sean. Denver, if he likes Russell Wilson, makes a lot of sense because the roster is in a good place. It's just, can Russ figure it out again? Houston, Cal McNair is kind of a douche owner, but at the same time, maybe that's too far. He's a untrustworthy owner. How about that? Is that better? Just fired 2 straight coaches after 1 year. But if Sean likes this QB class, that could be interesting. Indy, I don't think Sean's going there. So I think it's Arizona or Denver with Houston as a dark horse. And then, of course, if the Rams or if the Chargers or Cowboys open up, if they lose in the first round, there's been chatter those 2 teams could fire Brandon Staley and or Mike McCarthy. Those would be 2 teams I think he would be heavily interested in. Now, which team do you think will land Sean Payton? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. We'll see. I think we'll have a clearer answer after Wild Card Weekend. Let's get to some injury updates for Wild Card Weekend. A couple players I wanted to just hit on that will not be playing this weekend. A couple of key quarterbacks. We found out about Tua earlier in the week. He still remains in the concussion protocol. Lamar Jackson officially ruled out on Friday. Looks like Tyler Snoop Huntley will start for Baltimore, which makes that quite an uphill climb for them as they face Cincinnati. Really tough for Miami going up against Buffalo. And then Mike Williams, this is the big one that came down today. Brandon Staley opts to play his starters in Week 18 in a meaningless game against Denver. Mike Williams gets hurt again, and he will not play. So you look at the wild card matchups here as the playoffs are set. Bills and Dolphins Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern. Bengals Ravens Sunday Night Football. Then you got Jags Chargers the night before on Saturday Night Football. No Mike Williams in that one. No Lamar Jackson. No Tua Tagovailoa, Skylar Thompson to start for Miami. Then in the NFC, we got 49ers Seahawks Saturday afternoon, Vikings Giants Sunday afternoon, and then the big one, Monday Night Football between the Bucs and the Cowboys. So Should be a fun weekend. We'll see if any more injury news pops, but enjoy the playoff games this weekend. We'll have some more videos that go out over the next couple of days, so be sure to subscribe and check those out. I'm Harrison Graham signing off here on NFL Daily.